What is going on, guys? Riley from High School Lacrosse here, and today we will be doing custom stringing video number 9. Just before we start, I want to let you know that the reason that my shirt will be changing and possibly things in the background is strictly due to the fact that I'm going to try to, from now on, record more custom stringing videos, and by doing so, I will be doing them over a couple days. Not a big deal, but I figured you guys would want videos, so this is the best way for me to go about doing so. So, yeah, getting into things, this is the only head that I currently have that's about to go out, but I have about 5 more, if not 6, that I'll be doing this weekend for customers / friends. So, just getting into it, up first is Zachary J's Maverick Tank with Epic Otter Mesh. So, for those of you who can't see it, unfortunately, the lighting's bad. It's like cloudy out, and I don't want to turn this light on because it only illuminates this side of my face, so this side becomes even darker. I don't have a light source there. I should probably work on that. But anyway, so here is Zachary's Maverick Tank. It has a green and white triangle top string. It's protected and doubled up, of course. There's white for the actual top string, green for the triangle. It's a double nylon, which is just 2 nylons on the same row for anyone wondering. Green on top, white below. It has 2 straights on the next 2 10-diamond rows, just string king shooters. There's white in the sidewall, green in the throat, and like I said, it's Epic Otter Mesh. So it's a really, really solid setup. This is the same pocket that I've been using, and I might actually continue to use. I'm obviously still very torn about what to do when it comes to what I want to use, because the tank made things really easy. Just so I can rant before because this is the only head for today, technically. Just the head made catching so easy. I was able to pick off passes. Ground balls were a breeze. It was just a very enjoyable experience, but at the same time, since I played close for school instead of long pull midi, simply because of the people that we had for each position, and me not wanting to like overflow the amount of long pulls that we had, and also the fact that I enjoy playing close to some degree, I ended up playing close. So using a wider head was definitely more advantageous, and I didn't have to do as much ball handling, obviously. So by going back to long pull midi for the summer, because that's my position, I'll probably end up using a Surgeon 10500. I have one strung up with a single string. It's the new version, so like when they first made it, the scoop had like a point. So instead of like just the flatness, it still has a ridge below it, but the end of it was really sharp. I'm not talking about the shape of the scoop, just so I can explain this to people that I've been talking to. I'm not talking about like the shape up top. I'm talking about literally from the side how sharp the scoop was, and that scoop would end up catching when you were getting ground balls, and you'd flip pretty much, even if it was on turf, even if it was on grass, especially on grass. But it was definitely annoying, but I still managed to do it, which I was surprised by to some degree. But ground balls became a lot easier when I was using this. But I'll definitely be looking at the Surgeon 10500. And throwing around with it. It has a lot more hold and a lot more ball handling. Just it also has a little bit more whip. So by using a C12 Celly, which is what I rock for anyone wondering, it definitely has a different amount of whip, which is actually interesting, but it's in a good way. It has less whip. So I will be figuring all that stuff out. But C12 and I are doing some stuff together, and I'm going to be helping them with their new line. Really looking forward to doing that. And I know how much other people want to be doing that based on the comments from when they say stuff on the page about it. It's pretty funny to read those. But yeah, so here is Zachary's, sorry for getting off topic, Zachary's tank. It's really sick. I'm going to try to get it out today. I have 40 minutes to get there, and I'm not legally allowed to drive myself yet, so I can't take it. And I don't have anyone home, so that's also a problem. But yeah, Zach, I'm going to get this out as soon as possible. I'm really sorry for that long wait. I know you sent it to me last weekend, but just everything was winding down for school. I still have school, but I have a lot more time now, but this is the first time I was able to actually get to it. So yeah, Zach, here's your head, and I will record another part of the video when I have a head done. So up next, we have a very special head for my friend Duncan Darren. He is a really, really awesome guy that I've even met at LaxCon and done multiple heads for. So recently, or somewhat recently, considering how long this took to finally finish, Duncan asked me if I could replicate a pocket I did for him a while back. It was a very, very special pocket. It's something that I'm still amazed I pulled off today, to date. I don't words. But anyway, So he ended up needing a Retho 3X. I had one lying around. I have a second one as well, so I might actually replicate this just because of how awesome this pocket is. But Duncan needed one because he had the other one that I'd done from recently, or not so recently. That's been a while. Anyway, he wanted a replica, and I had one, or I had a head that could be used for that. So I ended up sending it to Pocket Power. Duncan, of course, was the one paying for the die, but my instructions were to send it to Pocket Power, who would then send it back to me, and then I would replicate the pocket and send it to Duncan. So we finally have it done. It will be going out to Duncan tomorrow. It is a Revo 3X with his, I believe, high school dyed up top. So James ended up doing that, Pocket Power Lacrosse or Pocket Power Lax, depending on which social media you're on. Ended up doing that dye. So it says Taft, which I believe is a boarding school or something. It's a high school. There was a lot of mixed information on James's post, but not a big deal. Anyway, so it has, I believe that's like their emblem or something on the two corners. That's the only dye that's on here, but it's really, really sick. Nothing flashy, but it's going to look really, really awesome when he's on the field. And then I put the pocket into it, obviously. So this is String King Type 1S because there's something really specific going on here that you need 1S for, simply because 2S is so tightly knit. But and then I did a touch of red on the doubled up nylon and a touch of red in the throat with all white all around. Other than that, double triangle protected top. Everything's sick. Everything's reinforced. It's just so awesome. So the side view, the reason that this pocket is so special is if you see how that rests, it is a true HSL pocket, a mid to mid-high or high, depending on how you want to call it, with an absolutely dope channel. I can't get over this thing. Duncan and I just sent him pictures of it, and he was freaking out. But anyway, it's beautiful. I can't get over this head. This thing is amazing. I'm so glad that I finally got to do a project involving Duncan, James, and myself. I think that the whole final product is definitely awesome, and it was totally worth the wait. And I think Duncan thinks so as well, and I know James can't wait to see this. But pretty much this is the ideal pocket, I would argue, for this head. It's going to work extremely well. Duncan absolutely loves this pocket. And I might actually have to do one up for myself and mess around with it because this is dope. But if I was able to get this in a tank, this exact pocket, I would use the tank for the rest of my life. But that channel is amazing, especially for a D head with that side placement. Now, of course, it's going to shift down a little, and you can argue, oh, well, now it's a low. Well, actually, the sides are tight. It's going to rest there or higher. It's just so nice. It's really, really tight up top. There's a really, really important pull going on at the beginning of the head. You end up, your sidewall starts on like the fourth hole, and you have two skips and an anchor knot, and that pull is near impossible. I spent a good 10 minutes in the car getting both of those pulls this morning on the way to brunch. Yeah, brunch, it's a thing. But anyway, it took forever. I had to wear gloves to make sure I didn't mess up my hand. It was just such brute force. Luckily, 1S somewhat pulls itself apart if you really put a lot of force into it, which can be seen as a bad thing, but really it's not going to happen just out of nowhere. It's not like you're going to get that in the middle of your head or something. But so it was a really aggressive pull on the sidewall, and it's just such a long reach that you can't do it with 2S. I tried doing it for Duncan, actually. There was a Revo 3X in between this, I believe, and the previous one that he now loves that's a replica, that this is a replica of. So it's just a ridiculously hard pocket to do. And then there's a double anchor at one part and just a lot of bunching after that. But the pocket itself is just so nice. Can't get over it. I'm so happy to send this out to Duncan, and Duncan, I'm sure, loves it. But yeah, so this is that head. I'm very, very happy to have done this, and I will do the next part of the video when I have something. Alright guys, so up next we have a head for Adam Costa. He contacted me a little while ago, said that he had a head that he wanted me to do, asked me if I could do it a certain way, and I said sure, why not. So here it is. It's a Tribe 7 Ghost 7 with String King Type 2S. Pretty much it's an all white single string all around, and then transitions, and then has touches of red in both the throat and the nylon. Um, Pretty simple, nothing complicated. He wanted it similar to how I do HSL pockets. The only problem with these heads are they're so light and they flex so much that even, is that a good way of showing that? Yeah, they flex backwards and stuff really easily. So even if you try to put a lot of whip in them, or at least in my experience, if you try to put a lot of whip in them, they're still not going to have a lot. So hopefully that works. But he is using it for facing off in a clinic that he's doing soon. So I need to get this out as soon as possible, which is why it's so late. It's actually really not late. It's only 10:30, but relative for me, that's late. Or at least in some ways. But yeah, anyway, just realized I need to adjust something. But anyway, Adam, this is your head. Here is a front shot. Here is a side shot. Put a ball in it. Sit right about there. Can shift down a little, shift up a little. It's going to sit like right there. Channel shot. It's a very, very nice channel, especially for this head. Weird amount of sidewall holes, stuff like that. But yeah, overall very happy with how it came out. Adam, hope you like it. I will get this out as soon as possible. So up next we have a head for Mr. Laxbro on Instagram. I actually don't know his name, so I'm going to check really fast. So essentially he contacted me, like I hope a lot of you do after watching this video, to let me know that he was interested in buying a head. And I asked him what kind of head he was interested in. So I ended up letting him know what I had, or actually I don't remember. I might have asked him what his, what things he was looking for, which is what I hope you guys do. Just to ask just ask if I have something, and if I do, I'll let you know what the price is, and then we can work a deal out from there. So anyway, George, that's his name, George, or at least that's what his Instagram name is listed as, George, contacted me, let me know that he was interested in an Evo 4X, and I had two actually in the color that he wanted, so I ended up getting both of them custom strung, obviously, because anything I sell, I try to sell strung, unless there's other reasons. So, let's show the other one first. So I have a bunch of heads right here. Alright, let's get those out of the way. I guess you guys just saw it. So first, here is the purple Evo 4X, which you guys saw on Instagram. Let's turn this on. So here is the purple Evo 4X. As you guys have seen on Instagram, it's a mid or so pocket. Nice channel, nothing overdone by any means. Getting anything higher than this is a challenge without warping the head. Getting a nice pocket that has a nice channel and everything higher than this is a challenge, and it's something I do hope to figure out because I like this head a lot. But this is the pocket that he wanted, and so I got complete control over the colorway, so I ended up doing an Albany theme because they're in the NCAA tournament still, and I'm really happy to see them play, and I'm also really excited to see them play against Notre Dame because last year that was arguably one of the best games I had seen, and I really enjoyed just the entire game. So I ended up actually rewatching it multiple times just for that reason. So then up next, I should do the full rundown. So it's a gray single string for the sidewall the whole way around, yellow in the throat, 2 yellow straights, and 1 yellow nylon. Nothing overdone by any means because I don't want to warp the head, but just very, very, very nice. Very, very happy with how that came out. So up next is his Carolina / UNC. I know he's a Duke fan, so I didn't want to call it a UNC colorway. It's an icy / frosty / what's another drink? An icy or frosty? No, Frosties are a thing, right? I think Frosties are from Burger King. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I had those when I was little, but not from Burger King. I never really went to Burger King. But it's a UNC / HSL / there's just a ton of different colorways you could say. So anyway, it's a gray single string all around. Again, white String King 2S. The last one had white String King 2S in it as well. 1 gray nylon or silver, depending on what you want to call it. 2 white straights in the same position, and a white bottom string in the throat. Very, very nice. I'm very happy with these pockets. So, George, here are your heads. I'm either going to be giving them to him tomorrow at the SCX sale, which I'm going to, or I will be shipping them to him. But regardless, I'm really happy with how they came out. So, oh yeah, so you guys can see it in the actual light. I hope that's not too purplish looking, because it's Carolina. It's a Carolina blue. So yeah, there are his two heads. Up next, we have Chase's. Yep, Chase, that's his name. Don't want to get these wrong. I'd feel really bad. Up next, we have Chase's Surgeon 10500. This is strung with String King Type 2S Plus. He contacted me a little while ago about getting these strung. This and the other one that I'm going to show you. So he got a gray single string all around, two gray nylons stacked on top of each other, two white shooters, a white shooter in the throat, and an HSL pocket. So this is just the pocket, essentially, that everyone knows. From the side, other side, channel. I love this pocket. Actually, if you look behind me, that's a Surgeon 10500. I'm messing around with summer sticks, figuring out a stick to use this summer, and that's my current go-to. So we'll see what happens with my gamer, because I'm playing long pull MIDI instead of close D. I played close D during the spring, so I obviously can use something more pitched for ball handling. So I'm looking back at the Surgeon 10500, reevaluating, and checking out the newer scoop that they adjusted. I can talk about that more in depth if it ends up as my gamer. If not, then yeah. So yeah, here is Chase's head, String King Type 2S Plus. Very, very happy with how it came out. Up next, we have another head for Chase. It is a gray Brian King. So impressions on the King, it's stiffer than I expected. And I really, really like it. I was playing around with the original string that came with this. Chase wanted his, my opinion. I really, really liked it. I enjoyed passing and shooting with it, and was a little actually surprised that he wanted to get it restrung just for that fact. I think it was slightly illegal in depth, and the hold could have been better, but that's obviously that I was basing it off the functionality of the stick, and it threw and caught and passed and did everything I needed to, and I really, really liked how it threw and shot. I really liked how it shot. So, so did my other friends. So I ended up letting him know all that, and told him pretty much just to focus on the details of keeping all your knots clean and stuff, and that's all you got to work towards. That's what it comes down to when you get better, just all the little details. But so here his Brian King. It's with String King Type 2S Plus as well. It has a white double triangle top with protected, the protected method that I always do. It has a double silver nylon on the first 10 diamond row, two white shooters on the following 10 diamond rows, a mid to mid that will shift a little low. I'm very happy with how this came out. Here, let's put a ball in it, just so you guys can see. So there's pocket placement. There's the channel. It's a very tight channel. I'm going to have to go through with it, make sure it's not going to whip, because if it does, I'm obviously not going to send it to him like that. But I'm very happy with how it came out. Legal in every single way. Very, very, very happy and very impressed by the head itself. I have one over there. I'm definitely going to do a pocket like this and sell it. But if I was an offensive guy, I'd definitely look towards this. This thing's sick. So yeah, those are all the heads that I have for now. I'm probably going to add one more to the installment as a whole. I did 2 NASAs during the week, but I didn't have time to record videos because, one, I'm sick right now. This is near the tail end of it, hopefully, so you can't tell as much. It might sound a little weird. That's obviously a part of my sickness, all congested and stuff, but I was really tired during the week, and I was lucky enough to not have a crap load of homework, so I slept a lot. So I still got his heads done, the guy's heads done, like the NASAs. One of them was silver and one of them was white. Nothing complex. I think they both went up on Instagram, so you can go look there if you're really that interested. But yeah, that's all I have for now, guys. A lot of really cool stuff actually is going on. Something really awesome arrived today. Not allowed to tell you what though, because stuff and things and stuff. But yeah, I will record the next part of this video when I can.
I don't think I currently have any back order. I just have heads to work on for myself. So I don't think. Hopefully, I'll probably just add one more head to the installment simply because I have a CEO coming for an Optic U. So yeah. Up next, we have Hunter Wills, Red Nike CEO. This is one of the heads that I picked up yesterday. He actually, when I was weighing, contacted me and ended up asking if instead of getting it strung with 2S, like I was telling everyone, he could get 2S plus. Luckily, I had a piece left, so he ended up grabbing it with 2S plus. So here it is, just my standard CEO pocket. Very, very awesome. It's going to work really well. Has a really, really nice channel. I know people like to see those. Awesome, awesome pocket placement. Very, very consistent and works great for face-offs. So Hunter, I hope you like it. I will get this out tomorrow. Up next, we have Zach's STX Superpower with String King Type 2S. All white, all around, just like the last one. Single string, just like the last one. Different shooter setup, though. Doubled up nylon. On the first 10 diamond row, white shooter on the second, white shooter on the third. All 10 diamond rows, of course. Just a single string all around. Just a solid mid, a little bit higher than a mid, but around a mid. With a very, very nice channel. It's a little annoying how sometimes with heads you can't really get the mesh to lie the way you want, just hanging off the sides. Not a big deal though. I'd rather have a pocket that works perfectly than one that looks a little bit better. So that's just a little preference thing. But yeah, here is your head, Zach. Not too much to say about it. I also picked this up yesterday. Zach has gotten a head from me before. Actually, I don't know if he got it from me. He might have bought it somewhere. Not sure. But anyway, I've done a head for him before, and he likes it. So another one. He actually lives close by, so we'll be picking this up in probably about 30 minutes, if not less. But yeah, so here's Zach's head. Very, very happy with how it came out. Up next, we have the two heads that are the replacement heads for Chase due to the incident while I was in Baltimore where a guy broke into my Jeep by going through the soft top. I have to replace Chase's heads, obviously, because I'm not a jerk. So both of the heads, one of them was a Brian King, as you guys have seen earlier in the video. It was a Brian King with String King Type 2S Plus and a STX Surgeon 10 and STX Surgeon 10 500 with 2S Plus as well. So as soon as it happened, or as soon as my dad and I realized, actually, because it was in the back of the car when this all happened, so it wasn't right up front where we were, like partway on the way home, we realized, because I had finally gotten Chase's shipping info, that the package was no longer there when we reached back to grab it. So we got pretty upset, but as soon as I got in touch with Chase, I let him know that the heads had been stolen and that I'd be replacing them. Of course, free of charge to him. He didn't do anything to cause that. So this is just the heads that are replacing the ones that were stolen. So up first we have a STX and STX Surgeon 10 500 with Type 2S Plus. Same pocket that he had before. Not sure if the colorway is exactly the same, but it's very similar. Gray, just like the other one. Same pocket, HSL pocket. And yep, that's it. It's just, I've done it tons of times before. Up next, we have the Brian King that's replacing it. This one's brand new. The one he had wasn't, but obviously I'm not going to really care. I mean, I let his heads get stolen, so that's on me. So different colorway, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. Probably not. Obviously, the head is white. I don't have a gray one, and I told him, and he didn't get upset by the fact that this one was white. So, lucky me, I guess, in some ways. Besides the fact that I got robbed, but yeah. So here it is. String King Type 2S Plus. Oh yeah, I didn't even go through the colorway on the other one. I'm sorry, guys. Gray single string all around. Gray nylon on the first 10 diamond row, 2 white shooters on the next 2, white in the throat, just HSL, 2S Plus. What else is there to say? And then the King is a white King, gray single string all around, gray nylon on the first 10 diamond row, and 2 white shooters on the next 2 10-diamond rows with white in the throat as well. Very, very happy with how this pocket came out. I like the king quite a bit. Wish I had been able to keep this one, but obviously that's not how that works. So here it is. I'm very happy with how these came out. Very, very sorry, Chase, for what happened with your heads. And hopefully this doesn't deter you from doing business in the future, because I don't really ever go to Baltimore anyway. And yeah, I also don't usually leave packages in my car for that long. But yeah, so that pretty much concludes this video. Definitely changed from the beginning of the video to the end, especially since it took so long for me to record this. But I figured you guys would rather me put out videos where I do heads over time rather than only when I have a really large amount of orders to do at once. Makes it also easier for me because I can sit down more often and do really short blips versus hour-long, it's not an hour, it's like 20 minutes at most. 20 minutes of other stuff where it's all one go-through. So yeah, these red CEO, white superpower, another king, another SCX Surgeon 10500. I don't remember what the other heads in this video are off the top of my head, but yeah, you got to see a lot of heads, and I'm sure people like these videos going out, or I'd at least hope so, because otherwise there's not any reason to do them. So not that anyone should feel required to, but if anyone wants to help me recover from the fact that I had a $310 of value package stolen, I have heads for sale on my website. I have a ton of heads right here. If you'd like to buy one custom strung, I'd be happy to work something out with you. Just let me know and we can talk. Yeah, until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and have a nice day.